All right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to TUTV. I'm Lily.
I'm Jack. How's it going?
It's going good. It's pretty cold up here in Tulsa and most of the US right now.
Yeah, the entire country. It's frozen over. Even back in Dallas, it's snowing.
Yeah, it's crazy because I know yesterday was one of the coldest days and at one point got down to like -8, I think, or -2, and it felt like -18 with all the wind chills. So it's just a little wonky donkey over here, but you know.
Oh yeah, wonky donkey for sure. I'm not built for it. I'm not built for this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I've stepped outside maybe like twice, like literally like stepped out, and that's it. Like that's all I can do. I can't take anything else.
Yeah, same here. I'm from Southern California. I know that you're from Texas. So like this is like
Right.
foreign weather to us. And I had a friend, I had a
Yes.
couple friends making an igloo yesterday. Like, come and help. I'm like, I don't have the right gear for this.
No. I might have some gear for it, but like, it's like humans weren't built for this kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like we're not meant for this.
No, yeah.
If we have to wear another animal's fur to like live in the cold, then we're not meant to be there. That animal is, but we're not.
Yes.
Definitely not.
Yeah. I had to wear 4 layers yesterday and that was too much for me. So
No,
I made my
can't do it.
truck
Well,
outside.
stay warm out there, guys.
Yeah, stay warm.
Stay warm out there, guys. Watch this video and a hot cup of coffee or hot chocolate, and warm up. All right. Thanks for watching.
Hi, welcome back to TUTV News. This is Parker.
And I'm Joseph. Let's get right to our top stories.
Former President Donald Trump has been acquitted by the U.S. Senate for impeachment charges related to the incitement of insurrection at the U.S. Capitol last month. This exoneration means that Trump could technically run for president again in 2024, but he would be doing so without the support of many Republican lawmakers that sided with him before. During the trial, 7 members of the GOP voted to indict Trump over the charges, including Senator Mitt Romney of Utah. In a statement after the trial, Trump told his followers that he would press on, saying, quote, "Our historic, patriotic, and beautiful movement to make America great again has only just begun."
Wow. Last Thursday, China enacted a ban on any news coming from BBC from being played in the country. The move comes as a response to BBC World News stating that China violated requirements that news reporting be kept impartial. The accusation is based on the Chinese government's close control and oversight of the network's editorial policy. China has received much backlash, but the Chinese embassy defended the decision and accused the BBC of, quote, malicious attacks against China's ruling Communist Party, end quote. In a written statement, British Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab called the ban unacceptable and said it would, quote, only damage China's reputation in the eyes of the world.
The NBA finally released an official policy last week that states the U.S. national anthem must be played before all games. Back in November, the Dallas Mavericks stopped playing the national anthem before the home games. Mark Cuban, owner of the Mavericks, said that this was the result of many talks with the Dallas community and that the main consensus was that they felt the tradition, quote, did not fully represent them, end quote. Backlash from this decision was not short in supply, with many outlets calling the omission of the anthem un-American and a step in the wrong direction. The NBA policy will be enacted immediately.
Oklahoma Natural Gas has some heating tips for homeowners while we wait out the polar vortex. By asking customers to practice simple energy-saving measures during inclement weather, ONG targets reduced heating bills and strain on natural gas use throughout the extended winter period. Some of the ways you can reduce your heating bill include sealing leaks in the windows and doors, closing curtains, and resisting the urge to turn your thermostat up to much higher than normal. ONG also reminds everyone to use gas stoves to heat your homes as this could easily start a fire.
Next week, the Biden administration is set to begin allowing roughly 25,000 U.S. native migrants back into America. Former President Trump's controversial Migrant Protection Protocols program disallowed many U.S. citizens outside the country to be admitted back in, instead requiring them to wait in Mexico just over the border. The migrants will not be held in detention centers when they are allowed back in, and they will be tested for COVID-19 prior to their court hearings. Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas asked people to be patient with the pace of the operation, saying, quote, "This latest action is another step in our commitment to reform immigration policies that do not align with our nation's values."
On Sunday, Dr. Anthony Fauci said in an interview with ABC and the new CDC guidelines will protect teachers, even though the new guidelines did not require them to be vaccinated before returning to the classroom. These new guidelines adopt a color-coded risk assessment system that determines if a school can safely reopen due to infectious rates of the surrounding community. Dr. Fauci says he understands the concerns held by teachers across the country, but also highlights the importance of getting students back in the classroom. Many teachers' unions have praised these guidelines, but there are still overlying concerns about existing guidelines already not being met. All right, wow, that's it.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the Mavericks' initial decision to not play the national anthem?
Yeah, so I mean, I think personally I understand both decisions, right? Cuban was trying to represent his fan base of Dallas. I'm actually from Dallas, and that sentiment is pretty understandable of fans, but it also makes sense the decision that the NBA came to. So, yeah.
There you go. I'm from Dallas as well. To be honest with you, I don't think I've ever watched a Mavericks game. But
Dang.
Are you a big Mavs guy?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been to one in a while, but anytime I have gone, it's been really cool. Whenever they have the sound system turned up all the way before the games start, it like actually you can feel the bass in your chest. So you should definitely go, if nothing else, than for just how cool the venue is.
Sounds good. Well, I might have to check it out once all the restrictions are gone away, because right now I still don't think I can get in. So
yeah, same.
All right, well, that's it for us. I think we'll see you right here next week.
Hey, how's it going, y'all? Welcome back to TUTV. Today we're here with Rosalind Hobbs. She is a student here at the University of Tulsa and also a artist. So before we get into your art, tell us about what you're doing here at the University of Tulsa.
Hi, yeah, my name is Rosalind. I'm a junior here at TU. I'm studying media studies and I'm minoring in French. I actually just transferred to TU last semester. I was up at Pittsburgh State University in Kansas, but I'm from here. I went to Wausau High School, and you know, I'm big about Tulsa, and so I'm excited to be here at the university.
Cool.
Yeah, so getting into media studies and French and all sorts of stuff like that.
How are you liking it so far? You can be honest, okay? You can be honest with me.
How am I liking it so far?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I like all professors are just amazingly impressive, and the students engaging, just the different conversations I can have with everyone here at TU is just, I just love
That's
it.
great. Yeah, I don't take any media studies classes, but I've met a lot of them, and they all seem like really great people. So
Yes, absolutely.
do you think I should just transfer my last semester and just do media studies for the rest of my career?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Sounds good.
I'd say it's worth it.
Okay, sweet. So one of the reasons we had you on today is to talk about a little bit about your art business. So you are an artist. Before we get into what you're doing now, how'd you get started? How old were you, and what were some of your inspirations to get into it?
Yeah. Well, I know it's cliche to say this, but like I don't remember a time when I wasn't drawing. You know, it's just always been a thing. My mom's an artist. She owns her own business teaching art to kids, and my dad's a graphic designer. So like day one, it was just like full exposure, right? So just always been drawing. You know, I did AP art in high school, and I was always doing, you know, physical fine art. And then in like the past couple of years, I got into digital art as I kind of wanted to more explore kind of like the corporate side of creativity and, artistic work.
Mm-hmm. So what is the majority of your work in? Is it paintings? Are you doing more digital art now, or is it kind of a mix of the two?
Yeah, actually, I think I only do digital art now, and
Wow.
I do it in Procreate on an iPad Pro. Eventually, I want to learn, Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, but right now, Procreate's amazing, and so I don't think I've done any like physical painting or drawing in a long time.
Gotcha. So how'd you get into making your art more of a business? How'd that start out, and how are you doing that now?
Yeah, so like I said, for a long time I was doing kind of fine art, but it just, I'm an artist, but I'm also a perfectionist. And when it came to the fine art, I just couldn't get things, fine-tuned enough, perfect enough. And then, I discovered Procreate, and I discovered these ways to like make perfect shapes, perfect colors. And I could just perfect things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I started to realize, okay, I think I'm kind of, getting good enough where I kind of want to start sharing this with people and getting feedback and seeing, if this is something people want. And so I just kind of was like, hey, if you want me to make you something, let me know. And it just kind of snowballed from there.
Awesome. Great. So I got to look at some of your pieces before this interview, and you mentioned like how you wanted it to be more perfect. There is definitely like a sense of like pure like the color scheme is always like really really well done, and like the lines are always really well done. So like do you prefer your pieces to look more like that, like a pure essence, or do you like the messiness of like the fine art kind of?
I really admire, like very messy art, very, expressionistic. But it's not something I've ever been very good at. I kind of just excel in, getting into a zone of really perfecting things. And I don't know, I just like it. I like, the symmetry and like you said, like this very specific color palette. So.
Right. That's great. So if someone were to like want to buy one of your pieces now, how would they, where do they need to go to get in touch and look at your?
Yeah, so they can, I think the best approach is through my Instagram. They can contact me through there. And then there's also links to my site where it'll take them to my Etsy shop where they can buy a print of any of my art. And it comes on this really high quality matte paper. And yeah, so they can basically get anything that I have made so far in digital form.
What's your Instagram handle?
It's just my name, Rosalind Hobbs, Rosalandhobbs.
Okay, easy enough. Sweet. And okay, this is probably a cliche question, and you might not even be able to answer it because it's kind of like asking a parent who their favorite kid is. But do you have like a favorite piece that you're really proud of that you haven't you sold or you've just made for yourself?
Yeah, I think it's this one right here. So
Yeah.
This is like one of the first ones I did, and so is this one. But just people responded to it so well, and I love the monochromatic color scheme, and I love the exaggerated proportions. And my art has changed so much since this piece, but I still come back to it, and I still like it a lot. So it's probably my favorite.
That is great. Yeah, I love the angles. How old were you when you made that?
Oh, how old was I?
Yeah.
It was probably just like a year ago. I was 19. Yeah.
Okay. So is that like when you first got into digital art, or is that?
Yeah, so I did. It's probably like my fourth piece. I want to say I did this one first. It was probably like my fourth digital piece. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Sweet. Well, I mean, that's basically what we wanted to get into is, so thank you so much for coming and talking to us about this. It's really interesting. And please check out her Instagram, guys, if you want to see more of her art. It's really impressive. I mean, the pieces behind her are great, but she has some like plenty of more stuff that you can look at. So check it out and get in touch with her if you want to buy some of her stuff. Thank you so much for talking with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Sweet.
Hi, I'm Ethan. Welcome back to TUTV Sports.
And I'm Catherine. Let's jump right into the episode.
The TU men's basketball team played once again this past week against Tulane, and the game left us with numerous highlights. The first half was closely contested at first, but Tulane pulled away near the end and led Tulsa 38-25 at the half. The second half wasn't much better for the Golden Hurricane, and Tulane held the lead throughout, winning by a score of 58-48. Brandon Rashall led the Golden Hurricane in scoring with 14 points and 10 rebounds. Tulsa's record is now 9-9, They will host Temple on February 16th.
The TU women's basketball team had a very eventful week as well, playing 2 away games over the past 7 days. Tulsa played at Tulane on February 10th, and the game was full of excitement. Tulane jumped out to an early lead and held it for the majority of the game, resulting in a 64-47 loss for the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Tulsa's next game was at 14th ranked USF on February 13th. USF led this game for the majority as well, and the women's team suffered another loss, 67-46. Tulsa's women's basketball team record is now 5-9. They play Temple on February 17th.
The Daytona 500 was held this past weekend, and the major news was the big crash in the beginning of the race. 15 laps into the 500-lap race, a massive crash involving 16 cars postponed the race from continuing. Involved in the crash was Alex Bowman, the pole leader of the race. Fortunately, all involved in the crash were unharmed and are expected to start in the next race. Michael McDowell won the race after a rain delay and looks to keep the momentum going in the next race this Sunday, February 21st.
The NBA is in full swing, and the most recent news emerging is involving the flop policy. This past Friday, LA Lakers star LeBron James was issued a flop warning by the NBA for visibly flailing while falling to the ground. James's teammate, Kyle Kuzma, was also issued a warning in the same game for similar circumstances. This flop rule is an attempt by the NBA to crack down against excessive actions by players to take advantage of fouls. This rule has been around for nearly a decade within the NBA and is still rarely enforced, so the call endured controversy following its declaration.
The NFL offseason has already had much excitement, but big headlines continue to roll in. Houston Texans star quarterback Deshaun Watson has shown frustration with the Texan organization and has requested a trade. In related news, Texans defensive lineman J.J. Watt was released by the Texans organization. Watt was thought by many Texan fans and football fans to be a lifelong Texan, and many were shocked by the news. Watt had expressed his desire to bring a Super Bowl to Houston, but now will have to take his efforts elsewhere. Man, this losing skid the Tulsa basketball team has been on has been kind of rough.
Yeah, I know. I feel so bad for them.
Yeah, I keep hoping they let fans in the game just because, like, I've heard that the basketball games are a lot of fun because,
yeah. I definitely really enjoyed them last spring. And yeah, I had multiple plans to go to them, but they obviously fell through because I hadn't realized we weren't allowed to.
Yeah, I went to 2 of the football games this fall, and they were both, like, just 2 of, like, the craziest games I've seen. Like, they both had, like, really just insane endings. But, yeah, I guess they still aren't letting fans in. So hopefully they lift that policy by the end of the season. And they're
so much better in person, aren't they?
Hopefully they can finish the season strong. So that's all we have for today. Thanks.
Thanks.
Hello, welcome to TUTV Entertainment. I'm Reagan.
And I'm David, and let's get right into this.
Lucasfilm has announced that Gina Carano will no longer star in Disney Plus series The Mandalorian. Fans called for her removal from the show following a series of controversial social media posts shared by Carano. One of these posts compared the persecution of Jewish people during World War II to, quote, hating someone for their political views. Speaking on the decision, a Lucasfilm representative said, quote, her social media posts denigrate people based on their cultural and religious identities are abnormal and unacceptable. Carano, who played bounty hunter Cara Dune in The Mandalorian, has since removed these posts. She is now set to produce her own film in collaboration with conservative news site The Daily Wire.
Singer Taylor Swift has announced that she has finished re-recording her 2008 hit album Fearless. The singer-songwriter has vowed to re-record all of her albums released prior to 2019, following disagreements with her old record label. Swift teased the upcoming album by releasing the first single, Love Story, Taylor's version, last Friday. The song garnered over 5 million streams on the day of its release in the United States and looks to be poised to be a major hit. Fearless, Taylor's version, will consist of the original 19 tracks, as well as 6 never-before-heard songs that did not make the cut for the original album. According to a tweet by Swift, the album will be released on April 9th of this year.
Singer Justin Timberlake has issued an apology to stars Janet Jackson and Britney Spears. Following the release of the New York Times documentary, Framing Britney Spears, fans called on Timberlake to apologize for his role in Spears' downfall. Timberlake posted the apology on his Instagram last week, where he apologized for his treatment of Spears after their high-profile relationship in the early 2000s. He also apologized to pop icon Janet Jackson for his failure to support her after her infamous wardrobe malfunction during the two joint performance at the 2004 Super Bowl. Timberlake wrote, quote, "I am deeply sorry for the times in my life where my actions contributed to the problem, where I spoke out of turn or did not speak up for what was right." Free Britney and Justice for Jackson have trended online throughout the past week.
One Direction fans caused a 10-year-old tweet from the band's official Twitter account to go viral over the weekend. The tweet was originally posted on February 2nd, 2011, and prompted fans to tweet using the hashtag MessageMe1D in hopes of receiving a response from the boys band. Legions of fans kept the hashtag trending throughout the day on Sunday, Valentine's Day, 10 years after the original tweet was posted. One Direction is an English-Irish boy band that was formed on the show X Factor in 2010. The band, which included such high-profile members as Harry Styles and Zayn Malik, has been on an indefinite hiatus since 2016.
The television series Brooklyn Nine-Nine is coming to an end after its upcoming 8th and final season. The sitcom follows a group of detectives working in the New York Police Department 99%. Brooklyn Nine-Nine first aired on the Fox TV channel in 2013 before it was originally canceled in 2018. NBC picked up the show that same year after fans launched a social media campaign calling for its renewal. Brooklyn Nine-Nine has received praise by fans and television critics alike for promoting diversity and inclusion. The show is set to end in 2022.
Hey, so what are your thoughts on this Free Britney stuff? I haven't been able to watch the documentary yet, but I've seen it all over Twitter.
It's actually really funny you asked that because I actually watched it last night with my mom. It's pretty good, I would say. Definitely give it a watch because it's only an hour and 15 minutes, I think.
That's not too bad.
It's on, yeah, not too bad at all. So it's a quick watch. And it kind of just goes through all of, like, I guess, all of her fans and like all of the media trends over the past like 10 years or so, and like how she started and kind of like what the media portrays her as. And it's more of the view of the media rather than her or her family or anyone like that. So I feel like it's more media based, which is kind of interesting because I've never really been I'm not a huge fan of Britney Spears. I'm more of a country fan, so I don't listen to a ton of her music. But it's kind of cool because someone like me that doesn't know a ton about it watched it for the first time, and I'm like, oh, I feel like now caught up with it all, now caught up with her story and like what the media portrays her as and all of that. So definitely give it a watch, I think.
Okay, well, my first concert was actually one of hers, so I think I will have to watch it probably when I do chores this Thursday. So
yes, definitely. I bet she was really good in concert.
I don't know. I was really young, but looks like that's all the time we have for this week. So thank you guys for tuning into TUTV Entertainment.
Thank you. Stay warm, everyone.
Welcome back, guys. I noticed that One Direction comes up a lot in our entertainment stories.
You know, Chloris are entertainment producers doing the mostest for the hostess.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, they were relevant at one point, but I think there might be some bias with our writer and the stories that kind of go into the show.
It's still relevant. It's really weird how relevant they are, and I think it's because of Harry Styles. I'm not gonna lie. I think
Harry Styles is definitely keeping it alive. He's still really, really popular.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. When One Direction was like big, like back in, it was like 2010.
It was like
2011.
2012 is when I feel like it was like the peak of it. I don't really know because when everyone was in their One Direction phase, I had that Dynasty phase, so I'm just
yeah.
kind of it.
No. What phase was I in when I was 11 or 12? What grade would that be? Is that like 6th grade? 7th grade?
That's like 6th, 7th. I'm younger for my age, so I was 10 in 6th grade when you're usually supposed to be 11 or 12.
Right. So I was probably in like a Black Eyed Peas phase. Right then.
Hey, but
Black Eyed Peas.
they killed it. So what?
They dropped some bangers in the late
Yeah.
2000s. Okay,
I
bangers.
still have my like iPod shuffle from 6th grade, and there's a
No
couple
way.
bangers from not from iPod, but from the Black Eyed Peas. Yeah, I
Yep.
won in 6th grade. It's pretty dope. Won it in a magazine contest.
That's fire. That's fire. Dang, I bet I have mine somewhere around the house, like under like piles of stuff. But I don't want to know what's on it. I don't want to know.
Yeah, I found it, and it has like season 1 and season 2 of Glee, and I'm like, that's the time period that needs to stay back in 2009,
In the
2010.
vault. Yeah, we want to keep that in the vault. We want to lock that away, far away. We don't want anyone seeing that.
Yeah, there's only like 2 good songs, and that's all I need. But
Yep.
cool, like
Yeah, I think
capsule.
I definitely did not peak in middle school. I don't know about you, but
Oh no,
was
not at all. I don't even think I've peaked yet. I think I'm just like plateaued. I'm just still.
I definitely I definitely peaked probably like I don't know, maybe 3rd grade, 4th grade, something like that. Probably around there. I think that would be when it was.
I think I peaked in 6th grade when we had a shuffling contest, and I didn't know how to shuffle. I only knew like like the SpongeBob. They used to be called the SpongeBob. It's like you would kick out your legs weird. It'd be like one side would be like out in, and it'd be like a 4, and then you would kick it back out, and then you switch legs. I don't know.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That was the only thing I knew how to do, and we had to do it for 5 minutes straight. And I was a very chubby kid, so 5 minutes was too long for me. I just remember at one point I just stopped and just kind of like pumped my fist in the air, like, yeah, I'm doing it. And there's
What's
like,
this for? What is this for? Gym?
I have no idea. I just remember there's a competition. I'm like, I'm in 6th grade. I'm a big kid now. I can do it. I'm freshly 11. Never again.
Torture even. Well, put in the comments, get some interaction on this video, all right? I want comments on this video. Put some comments in your horrible 6th grade experiences. If you have anything specific to you.
Interesting ones.
Yeah, please let us know. All right. Well, thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Stay warm.
Stay warm. Better stay warm. If I see one person catching hypothermia, I'm going to be mad. All right, bye.
Stay warm.